Hey guys, welcome to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be reviewing one of my favorite designer handbags, and that is Givenchy Antigona. So I'm going to go over the design of the bag, talk a little bit about the pros and cons, and if I think it is still worth purchasing this bag in 2021. Alright guys, so let's jump into the review of the bag. So mine is in the size small. This comes in three different sizes: the mini, the small, and the medium. And recently they introduced smaller size, which is the nano. But it's not a bag; it's more of a clutch. Now, obviously, the mini is super popular because mini is all the rage these days. But in my opinion, I think the small is a perfect size for everyday kind of a handbag. It's not overly big, but at the same time, it fits in everything that you would need for your day to day kind of work. And also, it transitions very well from day to night. Yeah, at least I think so. Okay, mine is obviously you can see that it is in the beautiful caramel slash tan color, but to be very honest, I was super drawn to the smooth black color, but I opted out from the black one just because I had so many black designer handbags and I didn't want to add one more black handbag to my collection. You know, I wanted to have a little bit of a variety, and I felt like this fit the bill just because the color is super neutral and it sort of goes with a lot of different outfits and it can be carried year long. So yeah, so I went for this color. Now let's talk about the kind of design of the bag. So when we look at this bag, it's a very simple design, nothing extraordinary, but at the same time it's very clean lined, not at all logo heavy, and there's nothing in this bag that screams designer or anything, but at the same time it looks very polished, very elegant, and definitely kind of lifts up any outfit that you wear. So that way it's super good. Now, talking about the just the design of the bag, now it has two handles and these handles don't move, so they are always in the standing position. It has this chunky zip which is very industrial looking, but this is one of the features that I liked in this handbag, and I was kind of drawn to it. When I was purchasing this bag, I was looking at the reviews, and some people kind of complained that it's kind of hard to get in and out of the bag because first these handles they are standing and the zipper is super chunky. I don't find that difficult at all, and not and also I actually appreciate the fact that the handles are standing because I feel like when you are it's seated somewhere on the table or anywhere, it just looks super polished, you know. Versus if the handles would have flopped down, I don't know how it would have looked, but now it looks super cool. I also like the bold. I don't know, like the outer stitching of these handles, and it's on both sides. It does come with a shoulder strap, and yeah, the way you insert the shoulder strap here, it's slightly different. I have not seen this design for any of the other handbags. Usually, the Louis Vuitton handbags will have sort of a clasp, but this one is not a clasp. If you look this way, it sort of looks like a G or a D. I don't know if that's got something to do with the Givenchy is a G. So the way you insert this hook here is you have to align these, and that's how it goes inside both the sides. Okay, now I'm going to touch a little bit about the interior of the bag. So the interior of the bag is a cloth lining, which I appreciate, because if it would have been leather lined or anything, it would have made the bag very heavy. And for a day-to-day bag, I do not appreciate if the bag is super heavy, because once you start putting in stuff, and also because it's not like the tiniest of bags, so yeah, if you fill it, then it will be super heavy. Okay, so it, as I mentioned, is a cloth lining, and it is super structured, so it does not require any sort of a base liner or anything. It just kind of retains its shape on its own. So that is fantastic. It has a zipper pocket here, wherein you can throw in some essentials. But security wise, this bag is super cool, because obviously you can zip it all the way through, which I truly appreciate, because living in the city, you need a handbag. Because if you're using public transport, you need a secured handbag. So you have one zipper on this side, and on this side there are actually two pockets. One pocket is a little bit smaller and one pocket is a little bit bigger, so you can keep your phone and stuff like this on the bigger pocket, and on the smaller pocket I sometimes just get the subway ticket, so it's just easy access for me. All right, so what else is there in the interior of the bag? There is nothing else. There is a leather tab here which says Givenchy, and there is something else that's written over there, and made in Italy. So yeah, that's what is written here, made in Italy. So that's that. Uh, the shoulder strap. Let's talk about the shoulder strap. The earlier versions of Givenchy Antigonas, they did not have detachable straps, and also the strap length was pretty, I mean, the strap drop was pretty short. And then they kind of revamped it, and they kind of made it, if you want to take it off, you can, and then the drop was increased a little bit. In my opinion, the drop length is perfect for me, because I am petite and it hits me perfect. This bag cannot be cross-bodied though, and also because it is a larger bag, I would never cross-body it. Um, the handle drop, I mean the strap drop, never bothered me, because I do not carry the bag on the shoulder. I am a handheld sort of a person, so either I'm carrying the bag like this or on the crook of my arm, so the handle drop was never a concern for me before. Also, okay, so that is the overall design of the bag. And oh, did I mention mine is in this grained, or I think they call it the sugar leather. So that is what mine is. Um, okay, so now I think I'm going to move on into the pros and cons of the bag. So start with the pros. Now this bag comes with a number of pros. First pro is obviously the structure of the bag. There is nothing in this bag that aesthetically I'm not drawn to. I love a structured bag. I love a simple bag. I love handbags which are sort of not super flashy, and also does not scream designer. So it's kind of, if you know, you know, and also if you turn it around, nobody is going to know that. I mean, unless you know, it's hard to tell that this is a designer bag, and yet it looks super polished, super elegant. So that is definitely one of the pros. The second pro is the leather. Now mine is in this sugared slash grained leather, so it is kind of scratch resistant, I want to say. um I mean, it's not scratch resistant, but yeah, it's definitely held up very well. So yeah, that is one of the pros. The third pro is definitely the inner lining. I appreciate that it does not have leather lining, so I don't have to worry about it, and also it kind of takes off a little bit of the weight of the bag. And the fourth pro or the fifth pro is, I kind of lost track of how many pros I'm talking here. So this bag, it does not have any divider in the interior, which is a big pro when I'm looking for everyday handbag. Now, mini handbags and smaller handbags can be, I mean, I can compromise with how the bag looks and the interior of the bag. But when it comes to everyday bag, if it is not convenient for you, you would not reach for it. So definitely this is one of my top things. The interior of the bag should be like one bottomless pit versus it having its own divider and slots and things like that, which I love. And one of the last pros could be that this bag comes with the feeds, which in my opinion, the feeds in any bags, I don't know if they help in any way, but yeah, it could be a pro for some. For me, it doesn't matter. Now we are going to move on to the cons of the bag, and I have to be very honest. I had to literally think through in terms of to find out any cons of this bag. And in my, like, I do not find any cons in this bag, but to some the shoulder drop could be a con. For me, it is not a con just because I do not carry it on the shoulder, but I always, like I mentioned earlier, I am a top handle kind of a girl, so yeah, the shoulder drop is not a con for me. And again, the other con, or something that I heard from other people, is they experienced that this will just come off. The strap would just somehow align here, and then it will just come off, not while you are carrying the bag, but when it's seated somewhere and you just grab it by its handles, and then the strap kind of comes off. Now that could be a con, and sure thing is a con. You do not want that to happen in public, at least. However, I have not experienced that, so yeah. I mean, I don't know what to say about it, but yeah, if so many people have experienced that, definitely this is something that Givenchy should take into consideration, given that this is one of their most popular handbags. All right, so now I'm going to go over sort of concluding thoughts, what I think about this bag, and if I think it's still worth purchasing in 2021. So, in my opinion, it is definitely worth purchasing this bag in 2021, given all the pros that this bag comes with, and nothing in this handbag that would date in time. It's a very clean lined bag and a very classic looking bag. And I have, like I mentioned, I have owned this bag for over 4 years, and in those 4 years, like the wear and tear on this bag is absolutely zero. Um, I'm not going to say that I carried this bag every single day of the year, but definitely I have carried this bag enough. And with me, when I start carrying one bag, I kind of straight away carry it for 2 to 3 weeks, and then I change out to a different bag. I do heavily rotate my handbags, but nonetheless, I love this handbag and I have used this handbag a lot. And I'm not super careful with this handbag just because this is one of my work handbags, and with my work handbags, you or with anyone's work handbags, you cannot be like super careful about them because these are the handbags that you have bought so that you can use it, right? So given the fact that I have used this bag a lot, and yeah, I don't drive to work or anything. I use public transport, I use subways, so you can see that I am like literally carrying this handbag on my arms. And yeah, it has definitely gotten some ding dang bangs here and there, but it has held up very, very well. So I definitely recommend anyone who is thinking about this bag to go to the store, check it out because of the different sizes. But if you do decide to get this bag, you will not regret the purchase. The quality of the bag is great. All right, guys, so hopefully you found this video helpful, and this is kind of a series that I started on my channel wherein I come here and talk about bags which I have owned for a few years, just because these are bigger purchases and in my opinion it is worth um, listening to someone, or just talking to other people's listening other people's opinion in terms of how the bag wears and tears over the years. All right, guys, so hopefully you found this video helpful. Don't forget to subscribe and click on that bell notification so that you get notified every time I upload a new video. And I will see you in my next one. Bye.